beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. So here is the never too late to think, discover, to judge, and to learn. So in this video, I just want guys to share with you some pieces of information about a social problem that is recently more and more popular. So we have to really know about it. It is the racism. So now, before we start, put on your headphones and zoom in on the screen and let's jump in. So first of all, what is racism? Racism is a system of structuring opportunity and assigning value based on physical properties such as skin color and health texture. This system unfairly disadvantages some individuals and groups and damages their health and mental health. Its effects range from daily interpersonal interactions shaped by race-to-race based opportunities for good education, housing, employment, etc. It is reflected in disparities in, but not limited to health, wealth, income, justice, and voting. It also unfairly advantages individuals belonging to socially and politically dominant racial groups. So racism is structural, institutional, interpersonal. Now we move to the causes, or especially the main causes of racism. So one, we have the self-interest. Many experts believe self-interest is the root cause of racist beliefs. Through the 17th and 18th centuries, people from Africa were kidnapped and forced into slavery. This was because European investors figured out that indentured servants could not handle the work needed to grow tobacco, sugar, and cotton in the Americas. Instead of trying to attract voluntary laborers, Europeans decided to use slavery. They needed to justify barbaric action, so they claimed that slavery was acceptable because slaves were less than human. 2. We have the good people who don't challenge racism. One of the main reasons why racist ideas continue to flourish is that good people don't speak out against it. Many don't like racism, but they fail to truly understand it or challenge it. While abolitionists fought against slavery, they did not go after the laws, beliefs, and social habits that kept Black people from being full, equal citizens in America. Today, many well-meaning people believe that loving everyone will end racism. But given the systemic nature of racism, only systemic change can have a real impact. Martin Luther King put it well when he said, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." 3. We have media representation. How the media, books, TV, music, movies, etc. represents race has a big impact on how society views race. While the media is a reflection of a culture at large, it keeps racial stereotypes alive and therefore fuels racism. Racism in the media is often subtle and without malicious intent, but it has incredibly negative effects. As an example, Black men are overrepresented in the media as perpetrators of violence, crime, while Black people are also overrepresented in news stories about poverty. This affects Black people's view of themselves as well. as society's perception of black people. Also, we have as a racism cause living in an echo chamber. Only interacting with people who share the same beliefs is a root cause of racism for individuals. If someone is surrounded by racist family members or friends, they'll likely share those same beliefs. Even positive generalizations about race are harmful and difficult to challenge if someone isn't part of a diverse community. Never stepping outside an echo chamber keeps racism alive. Also, we have failing to recognize racism in oneself. People aren't good at recognizing racism in themselves. Many believe that racism can only look like slavery, segregation, or specifically negative and blatant references to race. People often fall into the trap that as long as someone isn't wearing a white hood or using racial slurs, they can't be racist. This failure to recognize prejudice, accept responsibility, and be better is a key reason why racism is still so persistent. And finally, we have quick judgments. People are very quick to judge others based on their appearance, their clothing, how they talk, and other physical traits. Because of how the media represents race and the persistence of racist beliefs. It's very easy to categorize entire groups of people as lazy, violent, loud, and so on. Sometimes the generalizations aren't necessarily bad, like how Asian people are frequently stereotyped as smart and quiet. When not challenged, these lightning fast judgments have a significant impact on how people are perceived and the kinds of opportunities they get. And now, and every time we will talk about a social problem, we have to think about the solution. So, I will just say this in summary. Most people know the solution to gender inequality requires and racism, both males and females, to take action. Similarly, the solution to race inequality requires commitment and participation by everyone regardless of their cultural origin. This goal is achievable by working on both a local and national scale and a range of settings simultaneously. And as a step, you have to celebrate other cultures. So by stand up for cultural diversity in your community by supporting local businesses run by immigrants. Also read your kids stories that celebrate different cultures and try food and recipes from a range of culinary traditions. Watch films from other countries with your children. And so I just want to tell that you have to discover more different cultures than yours. Also, we have to call out bigotry and hate speech. So when we just overhear someone tell a racist joke, speak up and let them know stereotyping isn't harmless. Also, let your children know they should feel free to do the same. There is nothing funny about using humor to normalize dangerous ideas and perpetuate ugly stereotypes. And from that one, you will teach children kindness and how to talk about differences. So it's not necessary they will be your children. So they observe biases from the adults around them and from the media books and their peers. So set a good example. And now, finally, if you have the chance and the opportunity to support human rights organizations like UNICEF, it would be better and wonderful. So, to sum up this social problem, the racism topic, I can't lose the chance to talk about, or the occasion to talk about, the famous and popular example, Martin Luther King. So, born Michael King, January 15, 1929, April 4, and was an American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesman and leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. An African American church leader and the son of early civil rights activist and minister Martin Luther King. King advanced civil rights for people of color in the United States through nonviolence and civil disobedience inspired by his Christian beliefs, and the nonviolent activism of Mahatma Gandhi. His role is leading protests from civil rights in the South differed in style from the previous accommodationist stances represented by Booker T. Washington and Black and Tan faction leader Perry Wilburn Howard too. So, King participated in and led marches for the right to vote, desegregation, labor rights, and other civil rights. So he oversaw the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. And that's all, guys, we get to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like, and see you in the next video.